What's going on, everyone? This is Brett Darian, and yes, we have another package. I know I've been getting a lot of packages lately. This will be the last one for a little while, I promise. But this is also the biggest one, and it's also got eBay tape. So, very nice. So, as you can tell from the title of this video, this is a PlayStation 2. And I've owned a PlayStation 2 like at least 3 or 4 times. So this would be like the 4th or 5th time I've had a PlayStation 2. So, I mean, which is kind of odd because I've already had the PS2 a lot and I decided to sell it each time because I just wasn't playing it enough and I just figured it was best to let it go. And I keep getting it back for some reason. I really don't know why it is, but here it is again. So we have a PlayStation 2, and I do have plans for this. I do plan on collecting for it now, because I think I'm a little more of a serious collector than I was like several years ago and before that. So I have different plans this time for the PlayStation 2. But anyway, let's open this and see what's inside, because that's what we're here for, right? So we'll cut this tape. Cut away from ourselves, and then here we go. So first, we have some packing material. Nice. And here we have a little note, just saying thank you for your purchase. Some sellers include these. It's just a packing slip, so no big deal. But we want to get to the good stuff. So first we have the controller. So let's just unwrap this. And here we have it. The DualShock 2 PlayStation 2 controller. And this actually looks in pretty good shape. The sticks are good, the buttons feel good. Yeah, it looks really nice. Now, have you ever like held a controller that you haven't held for a long time, but then you hold it again, you just get like hit with this like nostalgia, like, hey, I remember how that feels like. And that's kind of how I'm feeling now, you know, like, yeah, you know, like, I remember this, you know, so, yeah. Alright, next up, we have the cables. We have, well, first we have an official PlayStation 2 memory card, which also looks really nice. Like, it looks really clean. And, of course, we have the AV cables, which I will not be using because I have my own set of PlayStation 3 component cables. So I will not be using composite, I will be using component for better video output. So I will not be needing these. And of course we also have the power cable. So really standard stuff. And finally, of course, we have the console, which is nicely wrapped. So we'll just take it out of the bubble wrap. Yeah. It's almost like unwrapping a brand new console for the first time. Ah, yes. I'm starting to see it now. Here we go. Yes. The PlayStation 2 fat model, as they call it. And this one is also pretty clean. A lot of PlayStation 2s you see now, especially on eBay, they're pretty banged up, they're scratched, because, you know, they are older systems and they've seen a lot of wear and tear over the years. But this one's pretty nice overall. And on the back here, as you can see, it also has the network adapter. So hopefully I can still use that to play some System Link games. Of course, the online servers have been shut down long ago, but we should be able to play some System Link games still, so that's what I'm hoping. So there were several different variations of the PlayStation 2 released over its lifespan. Sony did some minor updates to them. This is the 50,000 series, which is probably the one you want to go for if you're going to get a fat PS2 like this. Supposedly this one has a more reliable laser in the disk drive, and it also has a quieter fan. So supposedly the older PS2 models had a much louder fan and were susceptible to disk read errors. So hopefully this one is a bit more reliable. And in addition to that, it also has a built-in IR receiver for the DVD remote, which most likely I will not be using, but it is there. It's right between the two buttons there. So hopefully this one's pretty reliable and it gives me no trouble. It looks like it's been lightly used, and actually the fan doesn't look very dusty at all. So hopefully this one hasn't been used very much and it has plenty of life in it. So I'm really happy with this PlayStation 2 so far, at least judging by how it looks. So it is nice to have a PS2 again, though it is debatable if it's even worth actually having a PlayStation 2 now, because you don't really need a PlayStation 2 to play PlayStation 2 games. Just like how you don't need a PS1 to play PS1 games anymore, because PlayStation 2s have the ability to play PS1 games as well as PS3s, and the original 60 gig PlayStation 3s have the ability to play PlayStation 2 games, and they can upscale them and clean them up and make them look better. So why have a PlayStation 2? Well, the launch PlayStation 3s had their own series of problems, and even though the PlayStation 3 can play PS2 games pretty well, there's still a couple of compatibility issues. And like I said, the PlayStation 3 also has its own problems of its own, you know, particularly the yellow light issue. I never had that with the PS3s I've owned, but supposedly it is kind of a common thing. So the PlayStation 2, it plays PS2 games perfectly, and it plays PS1 games nearly perfectly. So I wanted to get a PS2 again, and for the most part I'll be using the PS2 to play just PlayStation 2 exclusive games, which there actually are quite a few because the PS2 had a lot of games released. But if it's multi-plat, like if it came out on Xbox and GameCube, most likely I'll just get the Xbox version, because generally that's a safer bet. But the PS2 did have its own series of games, and so I'll be using this to play those games. Now, I don't have any games right now to show you. I don't have any games right now, but I will be starting to get games for this hopefully soon. Maybe this next weekend I'll go to some game stores and I'll probably at least find something. So, but right now though I don't have any games. I'm just going to set this up in my room and get it all ready to go. So anyway, that is it. That is my PlayStation 2. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and now I have a lot more games to look out for and collect. So my collection continues to grow. So anyhow, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.